Good morning. Coach Slack here. I'm going to read you a statement that I prepared this morning after many days of almost constant prayer and accompanied by many, many tears. Trust me on that. So anyhow, I'll get right into what I wrote. Light created the world, and as a result, every living being within. The space in which we as humans dwell is also fashioned by this light, which permeates and fills this space. The ephemeral particles, I can write better than I can read, that were created to carry this light somehow transgressed their purpose and denied the very light it was entrusted with, which resulted in the darkness we experience. Some of scientific or logical thinking may disagree, but darkness could not exist without the light, not the other way around. Light has no need of darkness to exist. It is self-sufficient. Light, for lack of better words, respects the decisions of its creator to reject it, and so gives darkness its space, and therefore allows its existence as a reality. The rejection itself has no reason, and therefore is beyond reasoning. This rejection very closely resembles creation, but is actually an imitation of creation in reverse, probably more easily stated as denial of one's true purpose. Light creates and unites, while darkness destroys and divides. Those of us who choose to dwell in darkness rather than light are stubborn and often filled with manic rage. Unfortunately, the world is increasingly being filled with this. Fortunately, there are those who still choose to avoid this and dwell within the light. Personally speaking, oftentimes in my own life, I have been attracted to darkness, where it is easier to hide my own deficiencies that would have been exposed in the light. I could blame the ones who in the guise of love were seemingly leading me into the darkness, but it is truly my own responsibility, as I, as a human, am endowed with more than just instinct. I have free will, and it is my own choices on a daily basis that result in my existence being within the light or within darkness. There is no in-between, no part light or part darkness, per se. And to be extremely frank, Orthodox Christianity offers the most sure way to exist in the light. This is evidenced to me by the many more wholesome people than myself that have proven this. And they've proven this through their love displayed through kindness, which is easily experienced within the light and more easily denied in the darkness. Are there other ways to experience light? Of course. But these ways have proven to be less sure and often much more difficult. When faced with a choice to a destination, most people will choose the most direct and safest way, unless, of course, they are ignorant of this way, and so are either left to find their own way through trial and error, often becoming lost along the way, and sadly a lot of times never making it to where they desire, perhaps even giving up, settling for a destination they discover along the way, simply because it is more convenient. Others may even humble themselves and ask for direction from others. But what if the others that offer advice also have never reached the ultimate destination? Obviously, as good intentioned as their help may or may not be, their way often ends where they have settled themselves. My advice to myself at this point is to not settle for less than the fullness of the light, which inevitably will reveal all the darkness I have dwelled with along the way, which admittedly is very difficult to admit. But if there is any denial at all within me, I will never reach the final destination, that of total inner peace and therefore salvation for my soul. Once inner peace is achieved, there is no room for darkness to dwell, and only the light can be perceived. This light is even brighter than the sun. For the sun is created. I am here to tell you that an uncreated light exists. I cannot show you the way because I have not gotten there yet. I can only confirm that others have gotten there, and mostly I can recognize the path that many of them have chosen, that of the church, and the true church more in particular. It is my hope and prayer that many more begin this journey to the fullness of the light. I expect that there will be attacks from the space of darkness against the notions I now write, and many of these attacks may even come from my fellow human beings, which I pray for the strength to meet only with love and compassion. For any anger I aim at my fellow humans only plunges me into the very darkness I struggle to be free from. I love all of you, even those who do not agree with me. Those who do understand, please continue to pray for me. In Christ, be Michael.